Hey guys, today we're doing a deck profile. It's my first deck profile. I'm super excited, so if it's really sloppy and crappy and bad, just tell me in the comments. Just totally just rip me apart. It's fine. Please. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. But first, let's talk about the meta right now. I don't like the meta. I really tend to never do, but sometimes it's okay. Like, a couple formats ago when, like, Fire Fist was pretty good and Mermails were pretty good. That was kind of a fun format because there's quite a bit of decks. But right now, it's like 3 decks, and none of them are... They're all really good, and I don't want to play any of them. And they're really expensive. I like to play rogue decks because rogue decks are fun, and when the meta is good, like it is right now, there's a challenge to deck building and side decking, so it's fun. So we're gonna do Batterymen today. Woo! Batterymen! They're awesome because they look like batteries. It's like a 9-volt and a double A. Back of your Game Boy kind of stuff. Alright, let's get into it! First up, we got Industrial Strength. He's your big beat stick. He's your boss monster. You basically special summon him by removing from play 2 Batterymen. Next up, our main removal is Batteryman Fuel Cell. He can special summon himself if you have 2 or more Batterymen, and you contribute 1 to bounce a card. Great against shit-alls. Next up is a tech of my choice, Cyber Dragon. I really like Cyber Dragon in this build. He's a light. He's level 5. He lets me play some on my extra deck. And he lets get my play started, especially if I go turn 2. Next up, Batteryman Charger. Basically, I would play Cyber Dragon into him or some other way of special summoning a monster to tribute him. When he's normal summoned, you can special summon a Batteryman from your deck. So, really good. And he gets an attack boost from every Thunder type. So that sometimes you can get him so strong he can get over even the strongest beat sticks like Leo that you couldn't get rid of any other way. Thunder Seahorse, he lets you search 9-volt. Honest, come January, I'll probably take out a Thunder Seahorse, try it at 1 for 2 Honest. I really like Honest, and this build is honestly really good. Anyway, 9-volt. 9-volt's the heart, soul, the lifeblood of the deck. When he's summoned in any way, shape, or form, it's so loose. It's so good. You can add 1 Batteryman from your deck to your hand. It's kind of like your Stratos. Also, he destroys himself during your end phase, not your opponent's. So if you were special summoning him on your opponent's turn, he won't blow up. It does kind of suck he kills himself, but we can kind of abuse that later. Next up is our Batteryman Microcell. I have a love-hate relationship with this card. He's a flip effect, so he's slow, but you can special summon this from your deck. I mean, that's just really good. And anytime after he's flipped, even if it's 3 turns later, if he was flipped up and never left the board, and then he's destroyed, you get to draw a card. It's really kind of nice. Set this turn 1. The only problem with Microcell is you might have to side him out game 2 and 3, because your opponent's not going to attack your face down, guys, once they do this once. Next up is Regeki, because we want to blow stuff up. Soul Charge, in case our plays go south. Battery Charger. This is kind of our main special summoning tool. Pay 500 life points, special summon a Batteryman. Really good. You can play as many as you want. Short Circuit, kind of our second Regeki. It also destroys spell and traps. So as long as you have 3 Batterymen, you can destroy everything your opponent's got. Pot of Duality, another love-hate relationship. I run 3 so I can see it turn 1 to get one of these 2 guys, because you need one of them. Problem is you can't special summon, so that kind of blows. 1 MST. I've debated going 2 and 2 with these guys, just because, you know, MST is always good, but once in a while I don't need it. I found it I didn't need MST because no one ever seems to get the vanities quick enough because I kill you turn 2. Alright, Monarch Stormfort. Love this card. It lets you play Charger with your opponent's monster. You have no idea how many times I've tributed a window with this thing. Ugh, so satisfying. The only downside is it doesn't let you special summon from your extra deck, but we do that so rarely anyway that it doesn't matter. Next up is our Supply Squad. Now, Supply Squad is traditionally really bad. It gets MST'd as soon as it hits the board. But if it doesn't, we can use it to draw a card with one of these 2 guys. He blows himself up, remember? The language is at the end, during your end phase, destroy this card. So he will go off. So you turn 1, you play like 1 or 2 of these that you drew, you summon him, you search this, you then he blows himself up and you draw 1 or 2 cards. It's really nice. The best one, though, is to set microcell game 1, play these things, have your opponent be dumb, like, oh, well, I'll attack it, I'll let him draw, whatever. Special summon a card, draw a card, then draw 2 more. It's just so deadly. They'll never do it again. Next up, we got Bottomless Trap Hole, because it's bottomless. 2 traps done, because we're playing OTK. Breakthrough skill, I'd like more of these, but I don't have room. Compulse for weird stuff, and Solemn Warning, because Necros and Shaddolls are a thing, and we can't use Blackhorn, so. Our extra deck, we use 2 Chimera Techs. Basically, this is for the clean matchup, because we are running Cyber Dragon. I've yet to do this, but I imagine it would be pretty good. Because basically you can turn all their guys into fuel for these 2. Next up, we got Beyond, Utopia Beyond. He's really nice. He hits the board. Everyone loses their attack. His other effect, who cares? He's 3,000 attack. I've used him once in a while. Photon Strike Bouncer. He's kind of like my rank 6 cowboy. I swing for game, don't quite get it. Use 2 fuel cells, make this, and tell my opponent to go. They try to do anything next turn, I'll negate it, and then it'll be game. Gauntlet Shooter. Gauntlet Launcher. Gauntlet Shooter. Shooter McGavin. Gauntlet Launcher. He basically just destroys stuff. I never play it. Pleiades, I can play it, especially with Soul Charge. He's a great defensive play. Volcanosaurus, never use it. And then talk about never use. OMG, I never see my rank 4s. But just for the record, we got Ragna, Korn, 101, Castle, Beelzebub, Exton Knight, Chain, Emerald, and Gunman. Cowboy. Cyber Dragon is in the side deck. He's the 3rd Cyber Dragon. I'm debating whether or not I'll ever tech this in. The idea is that in case I need it. I don't know if that'll ever be a thing. Maybe against Cleese. Alright, next up is Flying Sea. He's our Burning Abyss S-Knights tech. You play this against Burning Abyss, it kind of bricks them, because it destroys all their Burning Abyss monsters, because it's a non-Burning Abyss card. It's also level 3, so it kind of teases them, like, oh, I'm level 3, but you can't make Dante with me. And we're an OTK deck, so we can use that 1 turn stall before they figure out how to get rid of this thing to win the game. Next up is System Down, another Klee tech. It works really well against them. You pay 1,000 life points, banish all their monsters. Ugh, so good. Alright. Nobleman's for Shaddolls. Shaddolls actually not my worst matchup, so I never tend to tech things in against it. But if I had to, that would be this. You destroy one of their face-down monsters, and if it was a flip, you get to banish all of those copies in their deck. So good. MSTs in case we need them, and Changes Appearance is another Burning Abyss and Shaddol tech. It does the same thing as this, but it's a little looser.
Hey guys, that was Batteryman. I hope you enjoyed the deck profile for one of the most obnoxious OTK decks that's in the format right now. Coming up later, I got a Nurse Burn deck. I got my Spirits I've been working on. It's a lot of fun. I like my Spirits. I got my Fish Quasar. Yeah, Fish Quasar, man. It's really bad. But I'm going to make some gameplays and some deck profiles for these guys. It's going to be great. So stay tuned, guys. Also, remember, if you don't troll the meta, who's gonna?